Hey guys, Rian Peterson, SalesFlow. As we go towards the end of the year, we've got about another month left before most people start thinking about holiday or closing up offers. And for consultants, advisors, salespeople, insurance brokers, this time of the year is crucial to start not just taking stock and trying to close off that business that's still hanging around, but thinking about next year and what you're going to do next year. There's a couple of things I want to share with you over my 28-year career in sales and consulting and coaching with various organizations from around the world. There's a couple of things that don't work anymore. We need to start looking at alternatives for our business to grow our business. Now, one of the first things that I discuss with a lot of people that are still doing cold calling is, guys, you might be successful and you might still have a bit of a hit rate, but if you look at the amount of time that goes into generating the database, then setting up calls, most people won't pitch for the meetings. It's just so much time spent, and we did an exercise not too long ago that showed that you spend about a week, a month to set up appointments, and unfortunately you just don't get enough appointments in this environment. For those of you guys still emailing clients from databases or trying to get their attention on spam email, there's just too much of that going around. There's a lot of information going around. Decision makers just don't have the time, and they're not willing to look at cold spam emails approaches towards their business, and it's also not a very professional way of doing it. What has been suggested and what's happening from around the world is that over the next couple of years, video will be around 80% of what's going around sending out messages. In other words, when you want to communicate with people, you need to start familiarizing yourself on communicating via video channels such as YouTube, where you can literally engage people. They can look at you, they can see what your value proposition is, and they can start engaging you from your business, and you don't need to reach out to them. Too many consultants and coaches and advisors also focus on that referral system. Now, unless you've been in the business for a very, very long time and you've got a very big book, you're not going to have enough referrals. A lot of us think that when you reach out to people, it affects your pride. So they sit in their offices and they wait for referrals to come to them instead of reaching out to clients. Now, if you have a big book, it's probably your best way of attracting new clients. But if you don't have a big book, you need to find alternatives. And the alternatives out there that's been working extremely well over the last year or two, especially in our organization and for many of our clients, is pre-recorded webinars to get your message across, video communication via the various channels. You can utilize LinkedIn, you can use Facebook to attract people to come to you, to get the branding out, to get the message out of how you help people. And the other thing I want to talk about is we need to start focusing on solving people's problems, period. If you're not solving a problem for a client, and at least a problem that clients think is a problem in their business or personal lives, not what you think is a problem, but you actually need to start looking at it from a perspective of a client. So if you're a coach, for instance, and you just display yourself as a life coach or a business coach, you're not addressing a specific problem for people. So why would they engage you? It's very difficult for them to come to you to say, well, Rian, can you please help me with X, Y, Z? You're a business coach. If you don't focus and have that signature offering that you're putting across to people and how you're specifically helping them and what the outcome will be when dealing with your organization and why it's different. Why are you different from the other 20,000 consultants out there that are gunning for the same clients? So there's a couple of things you guys need to start thinking about, and my advice would be to find a very quiet spot somewhere and go and determine one or two things. Number one, what is the problem that you solve for your clients? Number two, how are you going to engage them over video? How are you going to put your message across via the video channels that are out there to have your either a recorded message or to inform people and to add advice and add value to them on a regular basis, that you can become the brand and the go-to person. You don't always have to get the business right now. Sometimes business, when I've done videos that people come to me in a year's time to say, Rian, you know what, I can remember that video you did. It rings true to me, and can we have a chat about it? When we take the pressure off the sales environment and actually just very authentically relay our message on how we help people, they much easier approaching towards us. and they would not be so threatened by us as people that are seen in a sales environment. And whether you think you're a very highly paid professional, you might even be an attorney, you might be an auditor, the fact remains, when we reach out to people, the immediate question is, what do you want from me and how much is it going to cost me? When they reach out to us, it's a valuable conversation and a business conversation about how we can add value to their lives. So when you go and you think about how you're going to implement this and what your marketing strategy is going to be for 2019, and that's around the corner, guys. That's 60 days from now, you're going to be in 2019. And if you don't start doing it now, you're going to start 2019 with an open diary. You're not going to have enough of a pipeline of people to have conversations with. So start thinking about video. How are you going to get the message across? Are you going to do a recorded webinar that takes people through the value proposition and the old, let's call it the elevator pitch? And you know, sales has changed a lot and engagement has changed a lot. The less we sell, the more people engage with us. So that elevator pitch has to be a valuable part of your business and how you help people. You need to explain that. You need to explain the value proposition and why you solve problems and why they should come to you. And when you do all of these things in combination, and maybe have it on your website, have a pre-recorded webinar, have a video message to people that they can start seeing it. And all you need to do then is utilize all the platforms that are available out there to drive people. And when they come across the message, you can imagine if you reach out to 10,000 people, at least 50 or 100 of those people are going to engage with you with that specific problem. So there's different ways that we need to start engaging people on a more professional basis instead of hunting them down like in the old days and getting the yes from the client. There are easier ways that we can engage people, and once they find value, they will actually come to us and say, please help me solve that problem. So think about this going into the festive season, and don't leave it until January. Start planning those actions now and start engaging people on a friendly way and a non-salesy approach to explain your value proposition and to get people to reach out to you. And maybe they're not going to do business with you now, but if you reach out on a weekly and a monthly and a bi-monthly basis, or you have a standard set where you've got a pre-recorded webinar and you've got a message on your website, and you just drive people via the various platforms to look at your message, eventually you're going to have a pipeline built up of 20, 30, 40, 50, even 100 phone calls on a monthly basis of people reaching out. And then the choice is yours, who you want to do business with and who you can actually add value to. There's a lot of clients that we can't add value to. We need to understand that we need to walk away and maybe refer them to the preferred consultant that can solve that problem, because we don't want to deal with everyone. If we could deal with everyone, the problem is going to be what we're experiencing in our businesses right now, and a lot of people are experiencing this. The fact that you would take a client on board just because you're forced and you're hungry and you don't have enough of a pipeline, but you can't actually help that client. And when that happens, you start getting unhappy clients and they terminate contracts and they're just not good clients to service. And it's not the client's fault, it's your fault for taking them on board, because you know for a fact who you can help, who is prepared to put in the effort that you deliver through your value proposition. So go and think about it, guys. Think about a different approach, and let's stop the spam emails and the cold calls and the door knocking, or just waiting for referrals, even business networking events. There's so many consultants out there that are networking. So if you're going to be one of 20 at a networking function, what's the point? Go and find a serious problem that you solve through your services. Start conveying that message very clearly in grade 4 English without spelling mistakes, and start attracting people to come to your practice. And when you build up a big enough pipeline, it's going to be very simple to fill up your books if you need an additional 10 clients or 15 clients on a monthly basis, or maybe you only need 20 clients to service at any stage if your offering is right. But go and find that alternative. Start engaging via video, start engaging via pre-recorded webinars, start thinking about changing your complicated websites to simplified sites that people can actually understand, engage, set up calls, set up demos, and engage with you and come to you and ask you to solve their problems for them. I hope that was helpful, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.